Hi, I'm Meris, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about some theoretical foundations, including Kohlberg's theory of moral development and Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I'm going to be following along using our fundamentals flashcards. These are available on our website, leveluprn.com, if you'd like to grab a set for yourself. Or if you are more of a fan of digital products, I would invite you to check out Flashables, the digital version of all of our flashcards, available on demand and at your fingertips wherever you go. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So first up, I'm going to talk to you about Kohlberg's theory of moral development. And this is a theory that has to do with how we develop our sense of morality behind our actions, our beliefs, our behaviors, etc. And a lot of this is going to be forming when we are in early childhood. So you will see that when I talk about the age ranges, after about age 13, it's going to be essentially the same from there on out. But when we are talking about a child who is less than or equal to 5 years old, then we are talking about the pre-conventional stage of moral development. And what this means is that my actions during this time are going to be predominantly motivated by a desire for a reward or to avoid a consequence. So this is why sticker charts work so well for this age, is because they love earning a reward, working towards something as a motivation for their behavior. Another example of this would be saying, if you do not stop XYZ behavior, you will be in timeout. Choosing to stop that behavior is not because that young child recognizes this as the right thing to do, it's because they are motivated by trying to avoid a consequence. Now, the conventional stage is going to go from ages about 6 to 12. And here, this is where we're really starting to consider, how do my actions impact other people? So this is where we might see the understanding of, I'm not going to hit that person because that would cause them pain, because my action can interfere with somebody else. Or perhaps I am going to do something very nice. I'm going to write a card to my friend who is sick, telling them that I hope they get well soon. That again is because I'm considering how my actions are impacting those around me. The other thing here is that I'm really seeking approval. I'm looking around saying, do you agree that what I'm doing is the right thing? That is a really big thing for kids in this age range, which is again why it's so susceptible to that peer pressure, because I'm looking around to see how are other people functioning in this scenario and taking my cues from wanting their approval. This is also why it's so important to reward positive behavior with positive reinforcement and not just focus on the negatives, because a child of this age is seeking approval to know that their behaviors and actions are okay. And then lastly, when we are greater than or equal to 13 years of age, we are in the post-conventional phase of moral development. And this is where I'm able to think abstractly, right? I'm able to use my past experiences to have that critical thinking about morals, and I'm able to think in these theoreticals too. I'm able to have a thought about what would be moral in a given situation that a young child just can't have that same sort of grasp on morality. So that is Kohlberg's theory of moral development. Up next, I want to talk to you about something that is crucial for you to understand, not just in terms of your clinical practice and understanding theoretical foundations, but also because understanding this will help you be a better test taker in nursing school. And this thing that I'm talking about is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This is an incredible theory that says that an individual has many different needs that they would like to fulfill and attain. These things include my most basic needs, which we would call physiologic needs, and that would include things such as food, water, and shelter. And that is at the bottom of my pyramid because it is the most important. And as you will understand when we talk about Maslow's, The whole point here is that I cannot move up to addressing needs that are higher on the pyramid unless my needs below that have been addressed. So physiologic needs need to come first. My body, my physical body needs to be taken care of and have everything that it needs to function in order for me to move on to the second tier, which is safety. And safety will be things like just my physical safety. Do I feel safe where I am living? But it's also things like my job, my employment giving me access to financial security, which allows me to do things like pay my bills. And it is also things such as access to resources, having access to the things that I need, maybe having access to medical care, or, living somewhere that is a food desert. And I have access to food, but not the best food, right? That's going to be falling under a safety concern. Once I've met those needs, I can move on up to love and belonging. And I want to remind you that love and belonging are a human need, okay? We are not meant to be solitary creatures. We do not exist in a vacuum. We exist to care for one another and to be cared for. So that is why love and belonging are on this pyramid, which means having friends, having a sense of family, whether that is by blood, by choice, or other, and also things such as having a significant other, if that is applicable or interesting to this person. By feeling that I have a place within a community, I am meeting those love and belonging needs, and now I can move up to self-esteem. Self-esteem is going to be about how I feel about myself. Do I respect myself? Do others respect me? Do I feel that I'm knowledgeable within my field? All of the things that go into self-esteem. Maybe how do I feel about the parenting that I've done? Do I wish that maybe I yelled a little bit yet less? Or do I feel like I have an opportunity to improve in a different way? All of this is going to fall under self-esteem, along with various achievements such as earning a specific degree or getting a promotion or doing something with my life that feels like an achievement to me. Once I have met those self-esteem needs, then I can move on to the final tier of the pyramid, which is self-actualization. And I think of self-actualization as just having realized our ability to be our best selves. This is not something that I expect for every single person on earth to have met. Again, you have to meet all of those other needs first to be able to move on from there. But self-actualization is I see myself as a full, whole, realized person that is complex and, and has these different beliefs or values or what have you. But I can only focus on that if all of my other needs are met. The reason that I mention this as being applicable to your test-taking environment is that many times a nursing school test question is going to ask you to pick the priority choice for your patient. And sometimes the priority will be based on your patient's Maslow's hierarchy. So if I, feel that I just broke up with my partner, so I'm feeling like I don't have a good sense of love and belonging, and I didn't get that promotion at work, but I do have a job, but I didn't get that promotion, but also I'm dealing with food insecurity. Well, we totally want to help our patient with the love and belonging feeling and the self-esteem issues related to not getting that promotion. But my priority concern is going to be the food insecurity because that is at the bottom of Maslow's hierarchy. So you can see how in a test-taking environment, we can use this theoretical framework to guide our answers as well. All right, I am so glad that you stayed until the end because I'm going to test your knowledge of key facts provided in this video with some quiz questions. A 4-year-old child does her chores in order to receive a sticker on a reward chart. In which stage of Kohlberg's theory of moral development is this child likely operating? Pre-conventional. A patient confides in the nurse that they recently lost their job, ended a long-term friendship, and were just evicted from their apartment. According to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which of these concerns must be addressed first? The eviction, as this undermines the patient's physiological need for shelter. All right, that is it for this video. I do hope you learned something. If you did, would you leave us a comment and let us know what you learned? We really like seeing that. And hey, if you have a great way of remembering something that I didn't mention, leave that as a comment too. I like seeing it, but I know it's beneficial to other learners as well. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much, and happy studying.
We invite you to subscribe to our channel and share a link with your classmates and friends in nursing school. And if you found value in this video, be sure to hit that like button and let us know what you found to be particularly helpful.